Billy Joe Dre says, I think we like what we grow up with. Cooked a different way comes across strange. So one really cool thing that happened in New York is I had a friend from college who, back in 2003, when I moved to New York the second time, my friend lived in this really cool apartment in New York City, in the West Village, and it was his grandmother's apartment. And his grandmother was a well-known actress, but sadly she passed away. And when she passed away, he got the apartment, so he moved in there. And it was like old, but in a really cool location and kind of a quirky apartment. And we used to go, my friends and I used to hang out there all the time. He would have parties there and I would hang out there with my friends. And I was friendly with his roommates too. So anyways, this was, 18 years ago, 17 years ago, 18 years ago. And I was walking by the place, because I was in the neighborhood and I was walking by and I wanted to just check out the street again because it had been so long since I'd been there. And then when I walked by, I said, I wonder if he might still live there. There's no chance he still lives there, is there? And I went up to the doorbell area where they show the names of the people there, and his name was still on the doorbell. So I rang the doorbell and I heard the buzzer. He just let me in. And I went upstairs and there he was. And he now has a wife and 2 kids and a dog. And they have redone the whole place. But I got to see my friend. I had not seen him in person in like 17 years. And he just happened to be there. He wasn't a close enough friend that I normally would see him in New York, right? Like we were friends, but we were kind of, not like best friends. But it was pretty cool that I got to see him again. I had not seen him since probably 2005. And I certainly had not been in that apartment since 2004. And he happened to be, and he was home, and his wife and kids happened to be, I think they were out. So it was kind of perfect. Like he was just there. Linda says, I'll bet he was shocked. I don't even know, Linda, if that ever happened. I guess it probably doesn't happen much to him. But I sent him, I had a couple photos of the apartment before he did it over. And I told him I had them and I texted him the photos and he seemed to really like the photos. So that was really fun. That was super. I mean, there's not many times that'll happen. It was really cool. And it was cool just to go in the place again and to see the place. But it was very different. Now it's like this really nice. I mean, I think it's good that he did it, but it's a very different apartment now. Yeah, like all of us, his hair was a bit more gray and he was a little older, but he looked good, It was great seeing him. It was funny though, I rang the bell and there was no voice. A second after I rang the bell, the buzzer just buzzed and he let me in. So I just opened the door. Yes, my girlfriend was with me during the visit. She was there too. I was showing her the area. So it was just funny. I wish I had taken more pictures of that place. I thought I had. I got to go through my photos because I thought I had more pictures of that place, but I did have a few. So I was able to give him a few. Katie says, wow, that's great. Linda says, that's so cool. Ryan Hines is here. JA&P is here. Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. Again, I don't think that's going to happen much in my life. Paul W. is here. Kimberly Laughran is here. Polly says, awesome, love reconnecting with people. Reconnecting with a person and an apartment. I hadn't thought about it. I probably was 100 feet away from the place when the thought occurred to me, oh, maybe he still lives here. Like the thought had not occurred to me. And it had not occurred to me to ring the doorbell. And I just, right when I was there, I was like, oh, maybe I should just look at the doorbell and see. Nikki says, now you need to visit all your old friends' houses just for fun to see what happens. I don't even remember. I mean, I don't remember where many people lived. This was just such a distinct place. It was such a distinct gathering area for my friends and I for like a year or two. "17 years. You know, I gotta check the news for a second. Let me check the news for a second. It was super cool though.